Whoa, whoa. Oh my goodness. Yeah, very scary stuff. If my opponent cannot target my dinosaurs, because Bedrock Tortise gives hexproof to all my creatures during my turn, that's the main thing. This is going to be some fantastic dinosaur action tonight. Hello, Five Ways. Hello and welcome everybody to tonight's fantastic, stupendous dinosaur action. A lot of interesting choices, I guess you could say. I got some good reasoning for them. It's not usually that I just do things for fun. Most of the time for sure, as many of you guys know, it's hardcore stuff. That's what I love to do, but wacky things, maybe a little bit unrefined lists, I have no problem with that. Even if they're super duper wacky, I'd certainly be up for it. Well, that's pretty, oh, actually, that's not that, it's not that good. 1 second. Okay. Rolling in it. Music is going all right. Yes, so, sideboard wise, nothing too fancy. Last night, I used Luca Bound to Ruin. Sometimes you can cast him for 4 with the Phyrexian completed mana. He enters. I can make a green and a red for creatures or their abilities, or make a 3/3 beast with Toxic 1, or the -4. I deal damage divided as I choose based on the most powerful creature I have. Certainly there is some pretty powerful ones. Luca Bound to Ruin, the main thing, taking out multiple targets, kind of like a sweeper would take out. But because I lean so heavily into green, sometimes getting that double red is pretty rough. There are other sweepers that don't require the 2 red. The Hour of Devastation, Burn Down the House, Brotherhood's End. Those ones, though, are certainly a little bit awkward. So I thought, I'll move away from them. I don't have to feel bad sweeping, since I do have some cheap creatures, even more now, that die to the damage. And I may have played out Palani's Hatcher, Regisaur Alpha, things like that, to buy myself time to sweep, but maybe I wouldn't want to sweep. Maybe I don't care to sweep, and maybe often enough I just get the job done without the sweeper. It's very tense, for sure. Sometimes Sunken Citadel, it enters the first one. I have to choose red just to get the other red source, either from one of the 4 Stomping Grounds or the one Rockfall Vale. Of course, I could sprinkle in other sources of red. I just don't want to do that. I don't think it's so incredibly good. It is very good. Watch me face all aggro tonight, or a lot of it, and Brotherhood's End. Well, I'm going to be eating my words, potentially, but I'm doing so much good stuff. With the lands, Castle Garenbrig, making a bunch of green, not a lot of sources of red. Certainly it has to be sunken, all 4. It's got to be 4 Castle Garenbrig, 4 Cavern of Souls. I'm not leaving home without that. If and when I do face off against control, that's happening. Just do it. Do it. Could be a dual land. It could be Karplusan Forest. That's a very real possibility. Tapping for a red or a green. If it does so, we take 1 damage. It can also tap for a colorless, but no. Cavern of Souls to almost always be protected for counter spells. Stomping Ground, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. A shock land, the best dual land, other than the original one. Taiga, I believe it is, from Alpha and Beta. And then a single Rockfall Vale, because, well, I have a spot for another land. And 4 Forest, which I may actually increase a little bit. I've been facing Field of Ruin. Colorless land, they pay 2, tap it. They destroy one of my non-basics, and oftentimes that is Castle Garenbrig, but I always want you guys to keep in mind, if you see them play Field of Ruin and you haven't dropped Castle yet, just wait and wait until a turn where you absolutely need it, where you can activate it. Then you don't have to worry. You get at least a little benefit. If you play Castle Garenbrig too early and you don't explode with its ability, they Field of Ruin, take it out, and it's not nice. So yeah, the full play set, this is all about making that big mana, so it's got to have the maximum chances to do that with those specific lands. 4 castles all the time, 4 sunken, 4 cavern all the time, protect against counter spells, 4 stomping. There's really no space for pretty much any other land. It's got to be 4, might be 5, because like I mentioned, Glimpse pulls a basic forest out. Maybe I've drawn a forest, I pull one out, I only have 2 left. The opponent Field of Ruins, then I grab the 3rd forest out of the library, maybe I draw another one, something like that. I could be running out of the 4 basic forests pretty quick. It's happened before with this amount, so hopefully not tonight. But yeah, there's, at least for me, no spots for any other sources of red to help with that sweeper. But going back to the sweeper point, get rid of it. Sweepers, buy time, aggressive stuff is very hard for this deck because there's not too many early things. Now it is better with Giant Cindermaw, Rampaging Ferocidon to hate against the life gain. And if it doesn't, they block a creature, even if they buy me a turn. That might be all I need to get the job done. That's where it's at. And Bedrock Tortise, that certainly delays things quite a bit. I think I've used it before, I'm pretty sure. I maybe did a little video on it. It's hard to remember sometimes, everything does blend together. But as long as it's our turn, creatures we control have hexproof. What doesn't that help? And if Bedrock Tortise is in the mixture with Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, the mixture of creatures that she puts out, I win. What you gonna do? Oh, you're going to, excuse me, you're gonna go for the throat, or Heartless Act, or you're gonna cast Get Lost. You're playing Azorius Control, and you see, oh, I almost knocked over my coffee. Heart skipped a beat, but you get the idea. They can't target it. Once Bedrock Tortise lands, they're doing nothing to any of the creatures. Wandering Emperor can wander off and go find another match because she's not targeting anything. I only need everybody to stick around, and it's going to be nice because Palani's Hatcher or the Regisaur, sometimes there's only one thing that gives everybody else haste and allows me to kill the opponent that turn. I may need to because I'm so low. I've barely survived. Then they use a Get Lost to go for the throat. Something not great on the one thing that would have got me the win. And now I'm just always going to get that win because they can't target anything. They could sweep and start to target on their turn, but it doesn't matter because they're likely dead. And Bedrock Tortise is a fantastic blocker. 6/6. Each creature you control with toughness greater than its power assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. That's pretty fantastic. I could tweak things a little bit. Find dinosaurs that have more toughness than power. Lean into that aspect quite a bit. Get even more usefulness from this Bedrock Tortise. Other than that, everything's the same, I believe. The Roiling Vortex, extra hate, good hate against Quintorius, Discover combo, casting a bunch of spells for free. But I say we jump into it. Most of you know the list. If you don't know the list, leave a comment or something. If you want to see a little bit more in-depth talk, a primer or a discussion, which I am still working on, but I wanted to have as much information as possible, tidbits, little, I never thought about that before. This little line of play, this reasoning, why I could do this or do that at any certain time. I see this specific mixture of cards, and then I use Commune, and how does that change? Waiting for Commune. If you see a Castle Garenbrig or a Sunken Citadel, or you see neither, you wait to see if you draw them, and then you can dig and maybe grab another copy, or you wait to maybe draw a Sunken Citadel, and then you use Sylvan Scrying, which we're seeing right here. If you wait a turn or two, you get the castle, you know you want to grab Sunken with Sylvan Scrying, but you could grab castle and then draw another castle and not see a Sunken. But if you have the opportunity, I would probably Wait. Oh boy, we're facing off against Rakdos. No, is it? Huh, something. Looks like Izzet Artifacts. They're going to slap in Soul Artifact on that blood token, make it a 5/5, and we're going to be hit for 6. Oh my goodness. I've never played against this deck before in my life. Now the problem is a little bit of a issue. Sylvan Scrying certainly want to grab a source of red to eventually play Cindermaw. We are mostly dead though. Glimpse the Core, I'll go with that instead, just because I'll get something out. And already, literally, the first few turns of the night, you see all 4 forests. It's a little bit problematic. I mean, sometimes you just lose. There's no other variation of dinos that really would have probably done so good. Yeah, that does tend to do the trick. I jinxed myself. I said, oh, I'm not going to have a sweeper. I'm just going to have Bedrock Tortise. Don't really need Bedrock Tortise, come to think of it. Oh, they still didn't fix that. Nasty glitch. Blacking it out. I don't get to talk about any sort of reasoning, or I don't get to give you guys as much information. Sometimes things end pretty quick, and it's good to go over it. I like to go over it. However, keep it like that and hope they don't barf too much. But I'm kind of thinking like Giant Cindermaw, Rampaging Ferocidon, they're early creatures. They block another creature, so it's kind of like that creature was actually removal, the Cindermaw or the Ferocidon. And then if they stick around, that's lovely as well. And this is a very lovely hand, but we saw probably just about the best possible opening that deck can have. And it is pretty nice. Very nasty. Fatal Push is lovely stuff though, I must say. Oh, taken out in Soul Artifact. That blood token doesn't have a mana value. Very devastating. You got a nice 5/5, and you don't even get to connect with it. It's good. Cut, how's it going? Hopefully all is well. It's going good tonight, yeah. Hopefully a little bit better this game than the previous one, but you can't win them. Oh, okay, they got the, yeah, I'm well aware of this. Well, at least I will have a blocker, so that is certainly a positive thing. Sunken Citadel would have been pretty nice in that moment, allowing for Ghalta eventually. Yeah, hopefully I don't face too many opponents that play a Bard class. That's always that pretty nasty stuff. That was pretty cool though. I always love whenever I face any of you guys on the ladder, whether it's live or not. Bard class is a pretty good deck. Oh. I can save myself though. Keep in mind, Darksteel Citadel, a 5/5 indestructible, is good. That's quite good. But it doesn't have trample. I'm not too scared about that. Kind of thinking Palani's Hatcher. I want to do that. A bunch of bodies to stop theirs should be good. Maybe they have a lightning axe or something like that. Some sort of removal. I would definitely imagine something like that could be coming up. However, I am going to be taking a lot of damage, unfortunately. 4 from Palani's Hatcher here is not a pretty sight. Painful stuff. I just almost wish, kind of wish, that the eggs, the sacrificing trigger from Palani's, I could choose to not do it. Although I think for the most part, oh, they're going to kill it. Oh, they're not. Okay. Huh. Okay, torch the tower is good. Yes, yes, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, I'll attack, even though I imagine we're dead, but yeah, if it is the Izzet version, Shrapnel Blast mostly would finish us off. They sacrifice an artifact, and then they deal 5 damage to any target for 2. Oh, boo. I've stopped the Spyglass Siren. That's all right. Ouch. Palani's Hatcher also painful. So you're seeing, at least early on in the stream, how sometimes that Rampaging Ferocidon could cause me pain. I mentioned it last night. It didn't really cause me pain playing around, rampaging, hoping to not drop it early. Do it later after a bunch of creatures have entered the battlefield, because, well, it can hurt, but I think it's manageable. If I see it, don't play stuff, do play stuff. Yeah. Paulo, how's it going? Hopefully all is well with you. All is well with everyone, as well as can possibly be. Whew. Probably the algorithm saw me take down that Demir Control opponent a few hours before I started here tonight. It was devastating. Very, very nasty stuff. This hand, I think, should be reasonably nasty. Eventually I get to Palani's Hatcher or Regisaur Alpha, or I get in range of Carnage Tyrant on turn 5 with all the lands that I have, at the very least. And when they go Thoughtseize, I basically still have all the lands at... Oh my goodness. Another Palani's Hatcher. It's lovely when it happens. I wish that happened every night. Thoughtseize discards the card that they get rid of. I get the extra copy. That's where it's at. However, I do like rampaging. I bet this either draws out removal, or I just trade with the Blood Tithe Harvester. And then I save myself from taking a bunch of pings, a bunch of extra damage, especially against Rakdos. I would imagine rampaging is not going to live too long. I don't see much of a problem playing him against this deck. Okay, eventually. Maybe they think I won't want to trade with... Oh, okay. Yeah, take a ping. Good stuff. See, that was pretty decent. For 3, I took out a Blood Tithe Harvester, and I dealt 1 damage to the opponent. That's not nothing. Hey, cut anybody. If you're lurking or you're watching this later on, you feel you're absent, don't worry about that. It's there for anybody and everybody. If you can watch it live, or you get back to it later on, months from now, maybe even a year from now. Yeah, definitely the Dino Carnage. Enjoy at your leisure. Either way is good, I think. Wow. Yeah, pay 1 black to take 2. Basically, I have 3 things that are pretty much similar copies. Oh, but that is just extra lovely. Making a bunch. And look, that's even better. Drawing the Rampaging Ferocidon, I wait. Palani's this turn, the other Palani's next turn, rampaging after that. And we're in a pretty good position. Just having a bunch of bodies anyways. Stuff that can block, eat up their resources, even though I do like to stomp them in a single turn with Ghalta and whatnot. It doesn't matter if they have removal. That's what I'm getting at. I just play so much stuff they won't have enough mana to kill enough things. But when I go with that, they die. Whew.
Ruthless aggression.
Yeah, Giant Cindermaw instead. Rampaging, it was kind of painful there. A little bit. I like Giant Cindermaw being 4 power. Last night I faced off against Rakdos again. Oh my goodness. But the Reckoner Bankbuster, when it is crewed, it is a 4/4. Rampaging Ferocidon does not threaten the Reckoner Bankbuster, but Giant Cindermaw does, and it doesn't hurt me, which could be very applicable here. Going to keep out Up the Beanstalk though. This is Rakdos. They guaranteed have shielded the Apocalypse. And that's killed me sometimes, because Up the Beanstalk isn't a may draw card clause. You just always draw it, and then you always die, oftentimes. Yeah. Oh, it is. I think Up the Beanstalk makes a little bit more sense in the sideboard. Potentially. But overall, somewhere in the list. Lovely. Oh, have we ever seen Thoughtseize before? Yeah. There's so many cards that Up the Beanstalk triggers on and draws a card. More than I think any other type of bean list. Modern beans or 4-color, 5-color elemental beans, whatever it's called. They don't even have over 20. I think it's in the high teens, maybe like 14, 16 spells with a mana value 5 or greater. And I have a lot more than that. I have roughly 10 more than other bean type lists. Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, that's what it's got to be. I have 4 copies, a very reasonable chance to see another one of them. Yeah, I say Stomping Ground. It has to enter tapped at some point. Might as well do it now. Potentially that could save me. Oh, okay. Another one. That hurt a bit. Nah, they're not about counter spells. We can get rid of Cavern for sure. I do have to sacrifice Carnage Tyrant. That is certainly a little bit rough. Yeah. We have to do it. Either I discard Carnage or I make a -2. It's better to have Liliana -2 than +1. Giant Cindermaw, I might have to lose that. Commune with Dinosaurs, that is actually pretty big. Hey, I get a T-Rex. Hopefully I can play it next turn, although I imagine they're going to +1 item. Or kill Giant Cindermaw. I'd be surprised if that didn't happen. Just didn't see too many mixtures of stuff. If I had seen a Sunken Citadel early, either with Sylvan Scrying or just drawing it, I imagine right there it would have been pretty devastating stuff. Maybe one of those Stomping Grounds was, oh, interesting, a Sunken, huh? Well, I am dead next turn, unfortunately. But I'll play Giant Cindermaw at the very least, maybe. Now that got me. That's okay. Pretty sure they got me, but you never know. Sometimes opponents have missed lethal. It's not the first time. Ouch. Always nasty seeing go blank there. I hate that card. It's either really, really good, they play it early when I have a bunch of stuff in my hand, or it's completely dead because I have nothing in my hand. But when it's good, it's really good. Maybe I have... Oh yeah, we're dead. But maybe I have a Carnage Tyrant and a Tyrranax Rex. They've blown their load and just wasted all the Thoughtseizes they have. I'm feeling good. And then they use Go Blank. Oh, so many ways for lethal. Absolutely, absolutely. I would have been surprised if they didn't get it. I'm still going to keep it as is. Lovely, lovely Bedrock Tortise. Really could have gone quite a bit differently, potentially. Pretty nice, though, to have so many hasty... Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Completely different. Ask for a Sunken and you'll receive. Castle Garenbrig, mix it up. Ooh, that's not Castle. That's okay. That's alright. Sylvan Scrying, just in case. That's definitely more important than Glimpse the Core. I want to get Sylvan Scrying used. I want to get the Castle. Because if they Thoughtseize, I could see Sylvan Scrying being discarded instead of Glimpse the Core. Now we're going to get more. Anyways. Going to set up for something nasty next turn. If I draw another land, we get Tyrranax Rex. I can make 7. At the very least, I can make, well, enough for Bedrock Tortise, which could be pretty devastating. 1 land. Oh, well, technically, it is 1 land. That's a tough one. I am kind of tempted to go for it. You know what? I'm going for it. I can make 7 now. If I draw another land, I got Ghalta. I think that's pretty good, dropping 2 Cindermaws plus Bedrock Tortise plus Tyrranax Rex. So cross your fingers. No Thoughtseize. Just play Shieldred or something. Still pretty healthy at 15 though. I'm alright with that. Ew, ouch. Oh, we got it. All right, fired up, ready to go. Kill him. We don't actually kill him because everybody doesn't have haste. Only some things have haste. A little bit of... Don't know why Giant Cindermaw. Odd. I forgot to put Giant Cindermaw out. I misclicked there. Sadly. Hopefully that doesn't do me in. Oh boy.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
There you go. Devastating. Whew. Pretty good stuff. Alright. Redemption after that nasty Izzet match. A very nice win. They have so many ways for lethal cut, but I have lots of ways for lethal. Playing a bunch of stuff, it's good. It's good. Even if it is just the Tyrranax Rex that I can attack with. I don't have 1 of 8 creatures that give most other creatures haste. Regisaur or Palani's Hatcher. I do feel a little bit bad, I must say, if I haven't seen 1 of 8 potential options. If I have 8 options and I'm 10 cards in, 12, 15, I mean it does feel a little bit bad. I would have expected to see at least 1 of those or 2 of them by that point. But there is, of course, a chance that I don't at all. And, well, I'm going to experience those chances. If you play anything long enough, you see all kinds of wacky fringe scenarios. Good and bad. It could be good-ish. I would like a Castle Garenbrig. And maybe instead of that Cavern of Souls, Castle for Stomping Ground, actually. Better. Ooh, it got worse. Okay. But I could have made that first one work. I had 2 lands. Glimpse would have been the 3rd one. Cavern of Souls would have been the source of red for all the other guys. That would have been good. Let's get them to the bottom. Send the 2 costliest things to the bottom just to play it safe. Never know what it is. And it could be that Amalia Explorer. Okay, it's Rakdos again. You know what? I'm still going to get the Sunken. I'm going to choose red for Sunken Citadel for the Giant Cindermaw and Rampaging. I may not have 3 available next turn. I could draw a Stomping Ground or something like that. It would be pretty good. Or a Cavern of Souls. Okay. So I get them down at the very least. I love this. Very good turn of events. Yeah, there we go. What was Giant Cindermaw? It was not a creature. It was removal for Blood Tithe Harvester. Think of it that way. Oh, that is extra good. Green? I think so. Supercharge it. Glimpse the Core has to be used at some point. I could have played a creature maybe. I don't have anything big for the supercharged castle. I could play Tyrranax Rex. I don't have it. So it may have been a little bit better to just play the Cindermaw or Rampaging. See how it goes. But perhaps Thoughtseize would have gotten rid of Glimpse the Core. I don't think that would have been the case. They probably don't like seeing the creatures. And it's not like, again, I had anything big. They would have seen Glimpse, the lands, the big thing. Scary. Oh, also scary. There you go. What? I talk about a big thing and then I got it. There is a very good chance that just happens when you have 4 of those and 4 Carnage Tyrant. I did a bit of damage and I took out Shieldred. For 7, I killed Shieldred and dealt 3 damage to them. That's pretty good. It's expensive removal, but decent enough. And hopefully they don't have another copy. They have another copy. Okay. Well, we're not dead yet. You never know. Shieldred is pretty darn good, though. I've just ran straight. Okay. I've ran straight through her often enough. But, yeah, that's not going to do the trick. Oof. Not today, but Bedrock Tortise is going to be packing a punch. Massive punch. Oh yeah, I forgot. Giant Cindermaw, stay in. Beautiful. It really would have hurt me if, well, I would have seen Up the Beanstalk. That was originally, let's call it Rampaging Ferocidon. That's what Up the Beanstalk was. I had Rampaging in the sideboard, so those things just kind of switched around. Then Pugnacious Hammerskull would have been Giant Cindermaw. I don't like Amalia. I don't like life gain, but mostly I don't like Amalia. So again, just have those early dinos, jam packets. You might think 4 is enough, but then you face a deck that hinges on gaining life, and you only have 4, and you face it again and again and again, and you don't see one of those 4 options to get you the win. So I'm going big. I'm going 8, and that's great because I don't really lose much. Lovely early creatures. I don't have to change colors. I don't have to splash for fantastic hate against decks that really bring me pain. Angels. Hopefully I face some version of Angels tonight or soon. That would be pretty good. It's always very nice if I'm using so much life gain hate. That's a good hand. Sunken in Forest. I'll take it. I'll actually have Sunken enter as red. I have a forest here, and Glimpse is going to get a second forest. So right there I have my 2 sources of green needed for an eventual Castle Garenbrig. Very, very nice. But Glimpse is gone, sadly. Gotta be. Maybe I get lucky. Well, you never know. Oh boy. It's a hard choice for them. Ooh, okay. Oh, okay. Ooh. I got a little bit excited there that it wouldn't be gone, and I really could have mulliganed perhaps a more stable hand in the face of a Thoughtseize, sadly doing us in. But we're not done for yet. I've won off the back of worse. Much worse. Not a whole lot worse, but we'll get there one day. Darn. At least Giant Cindermaw next turn. Let's do it. Oh boy, who's coming down now? That's certainly pretty painful. At least I didn't have any creatures to sacrifice. They certainly drew quite a bit. Maybe a Bedrock Tortise next turn. I do imagine Giant Cindermaw is going down to something. I'm pretty sure. The Goblin attacks. They sacrifice the treasure for Fatal Push. Or that. Reflection. A Fable of the Mirror Breaker. It transformed. It left the battlefield, so it met the requirement of Fatal Push there. Always nasty, nasty stuff. Oh, okay. A double Invoke Despair tends to do the trick. Yeah, we're not coming back from that one. That's for sure. Oof. Painful stuff.
Dang!
Now we'll get them next time. I'll get revenge. Well, I guess they got revenge on me for the previous opponents that I slaughtered. Ooh. Yeah, back-to-back Rakdos. I'm not surprised. It's a pretty common deck. Maybe it's going to be 3 in a row. Maybe, just maybe, I'm going to break my all-time record. 5 Rakdos in one night. One of those was Rakdos Sacrifice, but still, 5 in a night. Whew. My goodness. That was probably about 6 months ago. Something like that. But this is not Rakdos. It may just be possibly 5-color Fires of Invention, Enigmatic Incarnation, or Discover combo. It's hard to say. Sometimes I think Karuga is in with Discover, but usually I assume it's Fires of Invention. No, it's not. They have lands that don't have land types. They go with all kinds of triomes and whatnot. But this is going to be good. I'm going to see what happens to Giant Cindermaw. Next turn I go Carnage Tyrant, so that's pretty lovely. Test the waters, see what Cindermaw draws out. Some sort of removal or something like that. Hey, they can't counter this, they can't target it, and that's going to be nasty. They could just have some sort of sweeper. It might be Bant Control. We're losing oh. Maybe it is Quintorius. Interesting. Well, I could potentially kill them here. If it is Quintorius, they would want to get a treasure, or they have another land. Something like that. Or they could have nothing. No Settle the Wreckage. They only have one source of white. I'm gonna go. Hey, that's okay. I'm going all in and hoping it's not Quintorius, but I think it will be. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. That tends to do the trick. Yeah. Rolling Vortex. We know the drill. Hold up red. Make them gain no life, and they can only cast 3 spells. They die. They probably have removal or some sort of thing. I'm ready for the matchup, and I'll just basically mulligan somewhat aggressively for this Supreme Hate. That was pretty close, though. Well, I mean, we would have killed them if they wouldn't have bounced it. Ooh. Nuts. Giant Cindermaw. I mean, it could be nice. These also stopping life gain, and that's one of the big things. Sometimes I might not have a source of red, or the opponent is going to wait until I'm tapped out, until I can't pay that 1 red to stop them gaining life. They'll take 5 damage every time they discover and cast a spell for free, but eventually they get enough Quintorius cans. Whenever they cast a spell from exile, we take 2 and they gain 2, and then they can make multiple copies of Quintorius, doubling that effect, tripling it. Eventually they will gain 6 life in some cases, in most cases, but only be dealt 5 damage, so they'll start to actually gain it. It gets out of control real quick. It's not fun, that's for sure. Carnage Tyrant? Yeah. You know what? I'm going to trim Carnage Tyrant. I think there's enough lovely aggression. If we stop them, we don't really need Carnage Tyrant. We need Rolling Vortex, absolutely. That's happening. That's not... okay. Against any other deck, I would love to keep it. A Sunken and Castles and Glimpse the Core, eventually looking at 6 green. Phew. Took a little while for that Rolling Vortex, but we got there. Yeah, I like that. Beautiful. Hopefully seeing another one. Just pepper them with that Rolling Vortex. Get her down. Have some fun. Watch them die. Hope they don't have removal for enchantments. That could be a very real possibility. They have some sort of removal, I would imagine. Castle Garenbrig, just in case. They're not going to be doing their thing next turn. I really want Castle eventually. I was actually thinking of another source of red so that I could go Giant Cindermaw next turn and still have, well, the option, the potential to shut them down. But we'll wait. Just go Glimpse the Core, get ahead, always hold up for the red, eventually make them dead. I hope. We have the best chance possible right now. Cycle that thing. Search for a basic land. Oh, you're going to play Quintorius next turn. You better have removal. Oh boy. Play him. They can't. They can't do anything. If they don't have removal for Rolling Vortex, we just sit back, relax, laugh. They could have something that bounces. Rolling Vortex, Horned Locked Whale. Not fun. Not fun at all. Interesting. Just search for another basic. Oh, might as well. Going to be running out of them at some point here. It looks like they might bounce it. Sadly. Or just ramp. Maybe they don't have Quintorius or Trumpeting Carnosaur. Either way, either of them, we're going to get them. It is pretty funny. They're basically locked out completely at this point. Would be nice to get Giant Cindermaw down, though, and still have a source of red for Stomping Ground. Oh boy. What you gonna do? Nothing. Yeah. Carnosaur, dead. Done. Nothing. Nothing happening there. Oh, shucks. See you later. Uh-huh. Keep doing that. And then we drop Ghalta. I love that. Do I love it? Yeah. Now let's do that. Again, I really wish I did have... Well, I have two ways to stop life gain. That's what we want. Maybe they were waiting for me to barf stuff, and now I barf stuff, and I don't have to hold up a source of red, like I said. That's the main thing. Now what you gonna do? Still die, maybe. Cool. Cool. Maybe they bounce Ghalta with Horned Locked Whale. Could see that happening. Bounce something. They have something they can do at instant speed. They're always waiting. What are they waiting for? They're wondering about doing any number of things. Yeah, I know. Cut. That's what I say. Quintorius has an ability other than Discover 4. What the heck is going on here? Ghalta. One blocks it, one blocks it. I think they have something that could bounce. Maybe. They're bluffing they have a Horned Locked Whale to bounce Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. But if they do, we're dead anyways. They'll bounce Ghalta no matter what, sadly. Whether I attacked. Okay, so it is only attacking creatures. I thought it was just bouncing everything. Well, that's no good. That will do it. Yeah. For some reason, I thought the Horned Locked Whale, it was one in the blue, bounce somebody big. So that was certainly my mistake, but kind of almost got it done a little bit-ish. We locked them out. We stopped them from winning right on the spot. That's at least something. Man. Could have waited. Crazy though, yeah, to see Quintorius can use something other than Discover 4. My goodness. We'll get him next time. Actually, I'm going to get a drink. Okay. There we go. Oh, that's not good. No, 1 land, 2 Sylvan Scryings is... was pretty cool to see. Okay. Now that's definitely a keeper. No source of red, unfortunately, for Cindermaw. I'll send it to the... My goodness, I hope they fix them. I'll send it to the bottom eventually here. Yeah, Glimpse the Core gets us to a turn 4 Carnage Tyrant. That's pretty good. Hopefully. Merfolk, Demir, Mill, something like that. I suspect. A turn 1 Sunken Citadel, though. That would have got us to a turn 3 Carnage Tyrant. Sunken Citadel to start, Forest on turn 2. Glimpse the Core to get another Forest out. Castle Garenbrig on turn 3 as our 4th land and a land for the turn. Very nice indeed. This is still nice enough. Either Sunken gets me Carnage on turn 4, or Glimpse the Core might get it on turn 4. I like it. Oh, excuse me. And again, tonight you're seeing me with three of the 4 basic forests. I'm gonna have to hope this opponent doesn't have Field of Ruin. That's gonna ruin us. Mono blue Merfolk, maybe. Huh. Yeah, that's an odd one. Basic Merfolk, perhaps. Hey, at the very least, they can't counter this. They can't target it. There you go. We still get hit by the Merfolk Wind Robber, the Mist-Cloaked Herald. Okay, mono blue it is. Huh. Sadly, I don't have Cavern of Souls. I imagine there's some sort of counter spell in the mixture. I'd be surprised if that wasn't the case. I can't play Regisaur or Giant Cindermaw anyways. So hopefully a Cavern is... The 4th Castle Garenbrig. All 4 Castle Garenbrigs were in the top quarter of the deck. It's been a long time since that's happened. Well, I'll hold it back. They'd certainly take the 7. They could flash in another Vidalian Hexcatcher, power up everything, kill us next turn. We may just be dead anyways, because everything... Trishana's Tidebinder, also good. I really wish I had Volcanic Fallout. Oh, man, that is good. That's one of my favorite things. It's from, well, it's not legal in Pioneer or Explorer. It's not even, well, I think it's on Arena. 1 and 2 red. Instant speed, you deal 2 damage to each creature and each player. And yeah, it can't be countered. Very nice. The odd time you face some sort of deck like this. But 4, 2, it's not gonna do it. Wacky. Really quite wacky there. Well, keep it like that. An early Rampaging Ferocidon, if I can stick it, could be pretty devastating. Merfolk in general, lots of little creatures, Rampaging Ferocidon pinging whenever a creature enters the battlefield for 1. Could put in the work quite a bit. C1 early, maybe C2. I saw all 4 Castle Garenbrig, so you just never know. mean, they saw Carnage Tyrant. They know there's big, scary dinos. Dinosaurs that they can't deal anything to. They can't deal with, counter, target. I like that. Maybe it means they took out some stuff. I have a lot of dinosaurs they can deal with. So perhaps it's going to kind of work in my favor. Ooh, I'll give that a go. I like seeing two Sunkens. Either I see a Castle Garenbrig or a Sylvan Scrying to grab Castle, or I don't see Castle Garenbrig at all. I saw 4 copies previously, and now watch me see none. Or I see all 4 copies of Sunken Citadel. The algorithm is switching it up on me. Oh, okay. Huh. Yeah, watch out. The 2 Sunken Citadels were sinking their chances. Well, they just probably had a bad hand. They know they can be very successful. They're on the play here, a pretty aggressive deck. They'll probably get the job done, I would think. And I feel like I've faced Philly cheesesteak before. But that is literally the best hand I could... Yeah, that is perfect. If I had Cavern of Souls, it would be extra perfect. Oh, what am I saying? This is the Carnage Tyrant I was talking about. Yes. Turn 3 Carnage Tyrant. Let's go. Oh. I'm glad I mentioned it. What do I want to press for this?
Yes.
Oh, darn. Well, hopefully they don't have a Lord yet. No Vodalian Hexcatcher. Okay, Deeproot Pilgrimage, rough. Maybe it won't be too painful. Well, we're about to find out. Boom. Can't counter, can't target. Cavern of Souls, now they can't counter Ghalta. Surprise, buddy. Just gonna bust through all their dinky little things. Hopefully. Tyrranax Rex next turn. That's a real possibility. And they'd be in real trouble. At least it makes stuff on the ground to not be able to attack. Mistcloak Herald can't be blocked, so that's going to attack. And the Wind Robber. Yeah. But hey, turn 3 Carnage Tyrant. All around lands. Beautiful. Oh, excuse me. Watch out. Oh, you got Fatal Push and Go for the Throat and that in your hands. Well, it can stay there. Good luck. That's not this opponent, but that's what it's all about. Oh my, I'm drinking it too fast. Pepsi Zero. That's my favorite. Oh boy, we'll get there. Maybe they're raging because they're getting mana screwed again. Kind of like I did that one game there. Oh boy. Oh, don't attack. Okay. We'll see what Commune gets. Hopefully it is, you know what, maybe they walked away. I'll take it. And perhaps it made them extra mad just because I got turn 3 Carnage Tyrant. They still might have been feeling pretty good. Trying to be aggressive, playing stuff, waiting. But the fact I got Carnage on turn 3 instead of the usual turn 4 made them feel extra bad, extra ragey. I don't know. We'll never know. But turn 3 is better than turn 4. Doesn't always happen. Hasn't always happened, but just seeing those lands, the hand, realizing that you can do something, just like that. Whew. I'll take it. Get the Giant Cindermaw down. I guess they're completely away. The stops and everything have ended. I'll just get to attack. Nothing happens. Ooh. We brought them pain. A lot of luck for us. Not so great luck for the opponent. Happens to everybody. Can't let it bother you too much. If it bothered me, I would have stopped doing this years ago. Years ago. Still feels crazy to say. Every day, all day, basically, I think about dinosaurs. Oh, what could I tweak? What do you guys want to see? Free to play dinos? Do you want to see me talk about a specific list that you've come up with? How I might tweak it? Commander, Brawl. I haven't done Brawl in a while. Roaming Throne. Any number of things. And get them.
Grant me revenge. And if you do not listen, then the hell with you.
Gotta find some new clips. I love the ones I have. All of them are pretty fantastic, I feel. But it's nice to sprinkle in different stuff. More SpongeBob, barnacles. Whenever an opponent thought seizes me multiple times.
This is a load of barnacles.
That's what I like to use. But again, I sometimes forget it because it's on the second page of my stream deck here with the little hotkeys and whatnot. Rambo one is good. I guess maybe if I just barely lose, the opponent goes down to 1 or 2, they kill me next turn. The kid with the calculator. Or maybe if I win, just barely. Oh my god. Oh. Perfect again. Look at that. 7. We're staring at 7. And one of them can be red. That Cavern of Souls is good. Okay. I did it again. Turn 3, Carnage Tyrant. That's good. Oh, you got a Fatal Push? Are you Esper enchantments with Yorion? Esper Doom Foretold, black, white, and something scary. Hopefully they don't have a sweeper. Well, this is our best chance. Maybe they have Shieldred's Edict or something like that. The best chance possible to have a win against that. I don't like that. That's never fun. Well, at least I will be playing some things. Certainly Regisaur Alpha. Supercharging much as possible. Get as much aggression going because this is a bouncing enchantment type deck. Swept here. Possibly. Hopefully not. Well, a Deafening Clarion. At least I only lost one creature. Sylvan Scrying for sure. We're grabbing that other Sunken Citadel. I like the looks of this. It's still pretty decent. I have an overload of lands. 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. Eventually I could make 11 mana with everything I have. So you can see why I've been really loving going down to 21. I might even go down to 20. It certainly feels like it's a pretty common occurrence. Maybe it's like confirmation bias or something, having all this mana here, but it seems like it happens more often than not. Sweeper. Oh, it was bound to happen at least once tonight, once or twice. No more lands. I only have 21. I'm seeing... Oh, back to back Castle Garenbrigs. That's not fun. Clip from the show Dinosaurs, the old one. I use it whenever something bad happens. Like it just happens. Castle Garenbrig. I'm not playing Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, that's for sure. I don't have anything else to enter the battlefield that doesn't get haste with Palani's Hatcher or Regisaur, and I figure they probably have some way to bounce or kill whatever would be played. Okay, well, I'll wait and see what I get next turn. I could kill them. That's possible. You never know. I still won't play Ghalta, but they are at 5. Maybe I can make something happen here. My goodness. 6, 7. Yeah, I have over half my lands, and I'm only... Oh, okay. You'd think I have like 25, 26, seeing something like that. That's not the case. Yikes. And even going down to 20. Trim the Rockfall Vale, Castle Garenbrig. If I can often enough make this amount of lands, could I sprinkle in a Gishath, Sun's Avatar, something like that? Possibly. Regisaur, Palani's Hatcher, let's do it. Kill him. Oh boy. Wow. My, oh my. I'm just curious at this point. I'll keep going, and again, they are at 5. That's, well, a pretty scary level to be at. But flipping this, getting Awaken the Maelstrom, not pretty. I think I've only seen it twice. Target player draws 2 cards, so they draw 2. They can put an artifact from their hand onto the battlefield. They create a token. That's a copy of a permanent they control. They distribute 3 counters among 1, 2, or 3 creatures, and they destroy target permanent we control. All in one. Not fun. Maybe Tyrranax Rex would help to get the job done. But with all the cards in their hand, I'm almost certain they're going to have some sort of answer. Got to be a land, for sure. Oh, they're replaying Kroxa, 100%. That tends to do the trick. Enchantments, yeah. Some enchantments. I kind of like Bedrock Tortise. At the very least, we stop Leyline Binding from being cast on our turn, exiling somebody big. Pretty nice. They have a lot of sweepers. We saw the Deafening Clarion twice. That was not nice. Certainly getting rid of Giant Cindermaw for sure. I like the looks of that. I also like Up the Beanstalk though. Yeah, Rampaging Ferocidon. It's not a super fast deck. I mean, Carnage Tyrant was pretty lovely. Would have been good if it stuck around. We'll get him. Nah, not quite. Maybe if it was a 3rd land and 1 Bedrock Tortise. Ooh, okay. Going downhill a wee bit. Getting even worse. It went 2 lands, 1 land, no lands. Oh, gotta keep it at some point here. Oh boy. Here goes nothing. Okay, that's pretty good. Definitely Sylvan. We weren't going to play Regisaur Alpha next turn anyways, with everything that I was going to draw. Maybe they would have a counter spell, but that's probably... Yeah, no, that's not a thing. Well, I can play Carnage Tyrant next turn. That is decent. That'd be a reasonable recovery. Possibly I draw land or another forest. Spend 1 for Commune. Dig to... Oh! Really, I can use Commune to dig for land. Phew. It is a land, and then also still play it. I am a little bit sad I had to pass up the good old Tyrranax Rex. But if I grabbed Tyrranax Rex instead of Stomping Ground, I wouldn't have been doing this. Invasion of Asgul to make... Oh, so where Supreme Verdict is. Oh! That was good. I put one to the bottom and I got a replacement, and you better have another sweeper. They probably do. Or Invasion of Asgul, or Escape to the Wilds. The win is potentially escaping them. Okay, it's not. They have Invasion of Asgul, which costs 2. Oh. Close-ish. Regisaur Alpha maybe is going to seal the deal. Man, that was so close to Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. So close to lethal. Ooh. Okay, that happens. Get another Tyrranax Rex. Do it. You know you want to. Oh, there you go. There you go. Get him. It makes it even better live. Whew. 1 Tyrranax Rex to the bottom with Commune. The very next turn I draw one. Attack. Just... Whew. But do I want Back to Nature? Okay. Back to Nature to take out Up the Beanstalk. The bunch of them that they have, but I have my own Up the Beanstalk, which I may not want to get rid of. We'll keep it like that. Whew. That was interesting, man. Intense. That's why you have multiple copies of Tyrranax Rex, because if you see one and you only have one, you know it's going to be not a pretty sight. Ooh. Oh. Plus the Castle Garenbrig. Oh man, I love it. Oh, and the Sylvan Scrying to boot. Swamp Forest Island. Kind of tempted to go with Up the Beanstalk. You know what? I want to go with Up the Beanstalk. Hopefully no counterspell. That would be rough. Okay. Either way, we get Carnage Tyrant on turn 4. I might get another Sunken Citadel, though. Oh, okay. Another Sunken Citadel to supercharge Castle Garenbrig eventually. We'll see. Leyline Binding, that's no fun. At least I drew a card. That's alright. Oh boy. Hopefully they don't have land destruction. Here goes nothing. Eventually, I will get to Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. And they will die. They're going to be too slow. Too slow, you know. Gotta be a forest. Stomping Ground. Love it. They're dead next turn. If they do anything with their mana. Well, could they have it? Do you have some removal? Do you have a leyline binding? Do you have a counter spell? Nothing. Good luck. See you later, buddy. What you gonna do? They could have settled the wreckage. I don't know. Whatever. We're gonna be taking them out. Oh, everything has hexproof. Peace. That is good stuff. Bedrock Tortise. Man, I couldn't resist. I know I've done that clip a bunch of times tonight. I do most nights, but that's what it's all about. Man, a perfect example of the tortoise. I don't get to attack with it, and it could attack as a 6/6 when it does so, or block as a 6/6. Excuse me, but wow, fantastic. Yeah, think about it. Bedrock Tortise would have been a sweeper. It helps me in some matchups, but not having a sweeper is painful in others. But Bedrock Tortise being sometimes a hard to target creature, they can only target it when it goes back around to their turn. The turn it drops, it's got hexproof. Lovely. If they can't kill it on their own turn, it's a 6/6 in combat, so it threatens just about everybody. And maybe they have some mana for removal, but they have to wait until it goes to their turn to kill it. But if they use mana on their turn, they aren't able to play something else big efficiently. They have Go for the Throat. That would, well, they would like to use it on our turn, but they want to play Shieldred next turn. So now they're in a dilemma. Do they play Shieldred on their turn and not kill the Bedrock Tortise, or kill it and not be able to play something big? I like that. I like that about the Tortoise. And having multiples. If they're going to kill something, it's going to be that on their turn. Whew. That's what it's all about. Is the Bedrock Tortise more useful more often? I think that might be the case. Leyline Binding. If I didn't have Bedrock Tortise, Leyline Binding would have exiled Regisaur Alpha. I wouldn't have been attacking with anybody. I wouldn't have been swinging with Ghalta or Carnage or this. But is this kind of scenario common enough? Maybe. I think it is. How many people have pieces of removal, and how often do they take out the Regisaur Alpha or the Palani's Hatcher? I only have one thing that gives everything else haste. They kill it. It's nasty. They have a sweeper in their hand. There could have been a very real possibility that they had a supreme verdict. They would have swept everything next turn. Maybe I would have only been able to attack with one creature. They wouldn't have been dead. Boom. Now they're dead. One turn. That's how you do it. But yeah, leave it there for tonight. Yeah, a little bit early-ish. That's a good nightcap. A perfect nightcap, especially because I'm using the lovely, lovely tortoise. Right. Hopefully you guys have a good one right now, later on. A good rest of your time zone. Get some good rest. Stay warm. And I'll see you next time. Peace.